We have yearly events, and together with the committee, we felt this was the right topic in this time and in this season for all of us. And I believe it's been very relevant.
Good evening one more time. I think we have been seated for a very long time, isn't it? So I want to request that we be upstanding kidogo, you stretch a bit. And since I'm going to talk about investments and money, I want you to look at someone who is standing next to you and ask them, if money had a personality, how would you describe your relationship with them? How do you describe your relationship with money, your current relationship? Have they answered? Okay, now ask them, what would be your ideal relationship with money? Just one word. Friendly, Low self-esteem. On and off. Yeah? All right, we may be seated, I know we have had a crash program from morning, and I know we have learned a lot, isn't it? I have been privileged the last, I think 3 of my last sessions have been with ladies. Now let me applaud you ladies, mnakuanga mmejipanga sana. You know, you are in meetings discussing how you will have your life together, progress, learn from each other. Men are there, kati ya Man U na Arsenal ni gani kali. And then we are wondering, where did we empower the boy child, the girl child, and the boy child is left alone. So I want us to put our hands together and appreciate our mom, Senior Pastor Morina Kama, and the team that put this together. Do you think it's value for your money? Yes. Absolutely, isn't it? And I'm very sure that due to popular demand, we are going to have these sessions more often. I am privileged to be here, as the introductions have been. My name is John Kamau, and I am so happy that we are getting a chance to interact outside church, because beyond hallelujah, amen, and power, we have lives, and we are getting to learn. Can you imagine how much we have learned today? And some of the resources, we have them internally, and we probably do not know that we have them. And we are getting to tap from each other. Some of us, we are getting to learn that we are in business, isn't it? And that we can buy from within and be able to benefit from each other. This is amazing. The other thing is that you guys are looking awesome. I think one of these fine days, we will request Mom and our dad to have and the way you can dress Sunday, isn't it? So that beyond the maxi dresses and, we can all look amazing. I had to really figure out what I'm going to wear coming to a ladies' meeting. So I hope I am not very far off from the theme. So I think we can do that, but I'm seeing some of us in 6 inches. So I don't know what we are going to do when Papa says, power. And then you're on that, 6-inch high heel. I'm going to take very few minutes, and I'm going to talk to us about something. So if media can help me be able to project. I had a small presentation. Okay. As we work on that, I work for an investment company called Avocap. Avocap is ARVOCAP. And Avocap is a combination of 2 words. Avo means value, and cap is short form for capital. And what we do is that we help you invest in the different markets that we have locally and also in the outside there. I know we are familiar with money markets, but we have many other funds, and I'm happy that some of you who are looking at me are my clients. We have started walking that journey. So we want to tell you that there are so many opportunities here, here and outside the world. How many of us here have a bank account? Oh, thank you. How many of us here have bought shares of the bank you bank with? Oh, I see a few of us. Thank you. Thank you so much. How many of us here use Meta products? Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram? Okay. How many of us have Meta shares? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At least you have remnants. How many of us here wear jewelry? Earrings? I saw others that you wear on the leg. They are called what? Anklets. I don't know why they are not called anklets. How many of us wear jewelry, silver, gold, you know? And how many of us know that silver and gold are hitting their all-time high prices this year? And so that you are not just looking good in those jewelries, you are also participating in the profits that those companies are making. You know, we are coming from an era where it was so difficult to do investments. In fact, for a very long time, it felt like most of us don't qualify, isn't it? It felt like it's a gate-kept industry, where we felt like Kitambo used to be told, you know, you couldn't bank, or there were issues with banking. Nowadays, investment has been made easy. With funds and fractional investing, you can own a share or something, a portion of a company, and you still participate in the profits, and you're making your money. So we are here to tell you that it doesn't have to be very difficult. You can start, and I'm very sure we are going to have a session. We are here with my colleague, she's called Paris. I can request that you wave because of interest of time. Thank you. You can hi back. Asanteni sana. We are going to be here after this, and we can be able to talk and have a personalized conversation. You know, pesa ipendi kelele, si ndio? Na money discussions are very personal. I'm still waiting for the media to help me. Are we ready? We are not? Okay. All right. I think I'll just continue without the presentation. I just wanted us to see. I wanted to talk about the 7 pillars of a solid financial plan. Because I know we are tired. This sounds like that 2 p.m. class. On a Thursday afternoon after tumekula ugali. My high school we used to eat ugali on Thursdays. And so please don't sleep, or I'll tell us like our teachers used to tell us mutoe sweater. You know, so that we are not sleeping. But I just thought we can have a brief session and talk about the 7 pillars of a solid financial plan. Because any building that you see, any good or beautiful building that you see, including this one here, you may not see the pillars, but I can tell you what is holding this building together is these pillars that you can see here. I know some of us know the tallest building in the world. It's called what? It's called? Manchester United. It's called Burj Khalifa or Burj, depending on where you went to school. And that building is about 800 and something meters tall. But the thing that is holding it is the foundation and the pillars that building is built. There's a building in Rome called the Colosseum. The Colosseum was built in AD around 70. That is more than 2,000 years ago. It used to be a very big theater where the Roman Empire used to have events and bullfights and those things that used to happen those days. And until today it stands, although today it has been turned into a tourist attraction site. Because of the strength of the pillars, of the concrete and the materials that it's built on. So if we have to build solid financial discipline and solid financial behaviors, then we have to address these pillars that I am going to talk about this afternoon or this evening. There's a book, my favorite book on money. It's called Psychology of Money. How many of us know the Psychology of Money? And I know some of us have read. Thank you. If you haven't, please, it's a very nice book on money. And there are several quotes that the author Morgan Housel has written there, and I love them. One of them, he says that success is not about knowing more, it is about behaving better. So sometimes The only New Year resolution about money that you need to make is not deciding this year I'm going to save. Everyone knows saving is good. Everyone knows investing is good. But how come not all of us do it? Because even the best decisions have a way of being intercepted by behavior. Behavior is 90% influencing your money decisions. 10% is what you need about technical knowledge. So it's not just about knowing more, it's about behaving better. How many of us here had New Year resolutions in December 31st, 2024, and you're still sticking to them until today? Yes? You are still there and you are holding on. We start very well, and I am so happy that we all come from, churches where the first month of the year we are fasting. Detoxing, isn't it? So that we can set the mood for the year. But if you just write nice decisions on paper and they are not written on your heart, or there is no behavior change, you have just addressed 10%. By the time February inafika, tunafunga laptop, tunasema tutaanza upya next year. Hii mwaka ni kama imetushinda. So it has more to do with behavior than it has to do with the technical knowledge. So doing well with money has little to do with how smart you are and a lot more about how you behave. So if we have to address our money, our investment, our wealth, creation abilities, then we have to talk about these things that affect us, these things that keep intercepting us even as we make these nice decisions. You can go next. So the first pillar of a good and a solid financial plan is goal setting. Now, how many of us here ever wanted to buy a red 2017 Demio, and the next time you go to the road, you are seeing red 2017 Demios? Yes? Or you want to buy a dress, then all of a sudden, you are not seeing it. But now everyone you can see is wearing the same dress. There's something in your brain called the reticular activating system, RAS, that when you put focus on something, you arouse, the system of your brain that puts focus on that thing that you are focusing on. This is what happens when you set a goal. You activate a reticular activating system. So that now, everything, ukienda kununua pizza, unakumbuka, hii ni simiti mfuko moja. Kama ulikuwa unataka kujenga, and then you go back. If you are to do something else, it keeps you focused on whatever your goal is. So goals activate your reticular activating system. And it is good you have your short-term goals, that is any goal that is below a year, medium term between 1 and 3 years, and a long-term goal. And why this is important is because it prevents you from bringing a long-term goal now so that you don't compromise on your current financial situation. You can imagine if your payslip does not allow you to live in a 3-bedroom house, but you are bringing it here, and yet it's something probably would have lived, you'd have afforded 2 or 3 years down the line. Do you need prayers for God to come and intervene and help you with your financial plan? You just need to live within your. So that's what it helps you when you set goals. It also helps you to choose the vehicle for investing, so that you do not have a short-term goal and the investment vehicle you chose is illiquid. Umenunua shamba juu ya emergency, pesa ya emergency. Ile siku utataka kuuza hiyo shamba umeshikwa na emergency, my friend. Utasimama juu ya KCC na hakuna mtu atakuja. So setting a goal helps you to also choose the vehicle that will help you to get there. There is no solid financial goal, a solid financial plan that starts without a goal. A solid financial plan does not even start with knowing what is a money market and what is a bond. It starts with what do I want? Because when you know what you want, then even if anything else flashy comes before you, you are focused. Have you ever seen how lions hunt? They focus on one animal. Even if another one passes in front and it's looking weak so it's easier to catch, it doesn't do that. That's what happens when we set goals. And goal setting is not difficult. It's just saying between now and the next 1 year, I have this and this that I need to do. Or the next 2 years, or the next 5 years, or whatever time that is. Next. Number 2 is budgeting. Now, once you have set a goal, you need to finance that goal. And how do you finance it? You set aside a part of your income that would go to funding your goal. Money does not like vacuum. So how many of us here have ever held money? Umeshika pesa 10,000. Then unasikia kwa ushago, shushu wako wamemeza jembe na anahitaji 10,000. Ama something out of this world has happened and the same exact money that you have, because you had not told your money where to go, it looks for a place to go. That is what happens with budgeting. Budgeting is telling your money where to go rather than wondering where it went. Budgeting is when you say, I have this goal, and because of that, this is what I am prioritizing. You know, when we say, when you get your salary, the first thing you do is to pay yourself first. People think it's taking yourself to KFC, to a spa, uliona TikTok, you know, wanapatiana, niliona some spa, mtu anakuliwa na nini, na inaitwa nini? Snails, zingine ziko kwa maji. So now it is time to treat myself. It is now time to pigia mwili pole. The best way to pigia mwili pole is to fund your goals. And you cannot do that without budgeting. So the best idea is normally you spend after you have saved and invested. You spend what remains after you have sent money towards your goal. Most of us, what do? We save what remains after we spend. So umelipa landlord, so amefurahi, you are your landlord source of income. Na mtu wa mboda, na mtu wa Uber, na mtu wa KFC. When will you fund your goal? When will you pay yourself? This is how you do it. Number 3. Pillar number 3 is saving. So once you set aside some money, then where do you take it? So there is a difference between saving and investing, and we are going to see it. What happens sometimes, you normally save money and then the following day it is saving you. Eh? You are always saving each other. So the rule of the thumb when it comes to saving is, number 1, building an emergency fund. Now, emergency fund is not money that you set aside so that when there is a new dress you buy, or there is a new girl's trip, I have some emergency fund here. No. Emergency fund is income or money set aside that can cater for your 6 months of your current expenses. So if, for example, your current expenses, monthly expense is 300,000, I mean, is a 50K, then you could set aside 300,000. And this you may not build in a day. You could build it over time. Because COVID taught us, even permanent jobs are not permanent. You could be, you're not going to be fired. You could be in between a job, that's what you were told, eh? Yes, or something could happen. So as you wait, what would be happening? You build an emergency fund. And that means that you save in accessible, safe platforms. And a good place to start is the money market fund. Now, there's a lot of misconception about money markets. Money markets are just tools to help you save for short-term goals, like, the emergency, or if you have something. And a money market is not an ultimate investment. So you use it to build that buffer, so that if something happened, you are able to pick it up. And then match the platform to the goals. If you are looking for, your savings is for a short term, then you put it in a liquid platform that you can be able to liquidate at ease. Let's go forward. There's a difference between saving and investing. Now, saving is when you put aside money so that you can use it for a short-term goal. Investing is when you are looking for a platform that can grow your money. So in investing, you are chasing returns. You are looking for something, a vehicle that would actually propel you to make more money, and of course, most of the time it's long-term. And this is where we introduce the aspect of compounding. The biggest surprise or the biggest element when it comes to investing is compounding. And compounding is simply when money earns interest, and that interest is added to your principal and earns money every time that money stays invested in any of that platform. The richest people as we know them, I was reading the story of Warren Buffett. And I think he made his first $1 billion at the age of 57 or thereabout, if I am not wrong. But he started investing very young, I think at an age of 11. But after 57, he's currently at about $128 billion because of compounding, because of putting money in platforms that are growing, and they are there. So this is where you look at diversification. You know, you started with the money market, probably you started with something else, and now you are looking at bonds or bond funds, you are looking at equities. We are now in the advent of special funds, you know, so much to happen there. If today you were to put money, 10,000 shillings every month, in a platform that compounds at 20% per annum for the next 20 years. So I just turned 35 last week. I hope you are clapping for me. Oh, thank you. And I would probably want to retire at 55. So I have 20 years. Retirement, we will talk about retirement here. So because of being in Juakali, I have not been very good in saving for my retirement. Something that most of us don't do well, because we think Jesus might come earlier, so why not? You know, I have a better home in heaven. And so, if I was to do that and put that money in a platform that compounds, in 20 years, I would have contributed 2.4 million shillings. But it will compound to about 18, 19 million shillings. That's the power of compounding. So, in investing, you choose regulated entities. Now, this is where, ladies, if you do not get anything out of this session, please, because there, out of 5 people who have been conned in this world, 4 are women. Now, okay, maybe ninawaonea. But if you have ever lost money through a scam, please snap once. Eish, kwanza kuna mtu anasema eish. Akikumbuka venye aligongwa. Okay. If you lost money and it is either a brethren, a colleague, a family member that introduced you to that, please snap again. Alafu, si unaona sasa? You see? So this is where we become very, very cautious when you are putting your money. And maybe one of these fine days we will come and talk about how do you identify a genuine investment opportunity and avoid being scammed. Because you would rather not make money than lose the much that you have made. So please, we are not just chasing returns. We are also looking at where we are putting our money. And you know, ladies are very good. Nyinyi mnajua kusoma mtu, unajua huyu hasikii poa huyu. Na haukufanya psychology. You know, my wife would look at the children and say, hey, this child is not feeling well. Na mimi niko hapo tu na say, hey, where? We are okay. You know? But kujua, knowing the wrong investment is where you draw the line. Is where I don't know what happens. So please, if you're not going to make more money, avoid losing what you have. Watch out for people we call in Hebrew karyanemes. You know, people who come to eat what you have already worked on. Hello? Are we together? Please, let's go on. The other pillar is called debt management. Sasa hapa ndio unakutananga na watu, I don't know kama they are here or they are elsewhere. In the advent of digital lending platforms, unapiga ID kila, you know, there are so many of them that, you know, they are there and they are lending money. We have a challenge, we have a problem of debt. And one of the biggest problems that we have is misuse of debt. Wewe uko tu social media, hata haukuwa na haja ya pesa. Kidogo, kuna tusichana tumeinua bana hivi. Access 5,000 shillings, collateral free. Unasema katika jina la Yesu Riswa, unaingia another platform. Your fuliza limit has been increased to... Who told them? Before you realize, your bank is sending you an alert that you qualify for unsecured loan. I don't know of how much. And nowadays now, the best selling product is debt. Because One, social media algorithms know how to read us. Wanaona una scroll unataka kiatu, una scroll unataka kwenda vacation. Hata tukiangalia either you are Pinterest ama screenshot yako iko na picha nyingi kuliko any other folder because of the nice things you have seen. So they know these things. And wanajua mshahara yako. Because payday tunaendanga tunasema kila mtu ana smile. And then the other days, you know, we used to have this saying when I was in campus. The first week after receiving help, we used to eat chicken. The second and the third week, we used to eat chicken products. The fourth week, we used to eat like chicken. And that's what happens when we get paid. At the end of the third week, there is more days than the money that is remaining. So we need to watch out on debt. We need to use debt as something we call a lever. How many remember physics from one? Leverage. You know, well, I remember because of the example of an opener. You can use debt as a lever. But please do not take debt to fund lifestyle. Kuchukua loan uenda holiday. Kuchukua loan ununue simu. Sasa siku hizi kila mtu anatembea ni deni. Simu ni deni. Hata airtime ni okoa. Kila mahali. You know, everything is speaking debt. Because they know that we need those things and we need them now and we don't have money. So we have to use debt. Use debt as a leverage. And what do I mean? You could probably take a loan from your SACCO at 12%, invest in Avocap. We have a product that is giving 35-40%, and you're making a difference. That's what we say using debt as a leverage. Watch for something we call debt to income ratio. Debt to income ratio is the proportion of your debt, of your income, that goes to pay debt. Remember, you have recurring expenses, rent and the rest. So if your debt to income ratio goes beyond, we normally say around beyond 30%. If 30% of your income is going to debt, muriferan, because you are compromising the other things. The other thing is to build your credit score so that you can be able to access cheaper debt. Credit score is very, very important. Next. After we have saved and invested, it is important that you watch over what you are building. And this is where the whole issue of insurance comes in. So you have medical insurance, you have property insurance, and whole life insurance. We do not take insurance because we are anticipating bad things to happen. You know, there is, in Murima where I come from, there is a very famous insurance cover called Gari Nwethonde Ketwo na Mokomando. If you are seated next to someone from Murima, they will explain to you what that means. So, anyway, we are here saying, you know, wewe hauwezani na maombi ya mama yangu. See, that's what we say, because our parents are always praying for us. Ukijua mama yangu, and that becomes like an insurance plan. But please, you need to make sure that whatever you have built will not be blown by one storm. Insurance is very, very important. And nowadays, there are very many insurance plans. When we were getting our firstborn, I think we had an insurance cover for about 35,000 per year. And it covered so many things, and I realized insurance companies have become very innovative. So make sure you have something. Protect your property. Take a whole life insurance. Take a whole life cover. And I wish one of these fine days we can also come and talk about how some of these things apply. Because they are not expensive, but sometimes we ignore them. The other protection you need to protect against fraud, against the Torianemes that we said. You know, people who are always looking to take up what you have built. Nowadays, we leave a lot of prints on social media. Everywhere. You become very, prone to attacks. Because, you are on all social media platforms. And maybe sometimes we even leave our gadgets open at work or wherever else that we go. You never know. Someone would be able to access your banking app. Na kwa sababu unakuanga umesave password ndio usisahau. Si ndio?
Yeah.
That's how most people find themselves victims of this fraud. I work for a financial institution and I know that this is what happens. So please make sure that part of protection is watching. Watch against those things that keep on coming and telling you that we are giving very high returns and they cannot explain where they are getting them. Beware of greed and fear. Greed and fear are the two emotions that fuel you being defrauded. Because you want higher than the market returns. Mtu anakupromise 10% per month. Anatoa wapi? And fear of missing out. Everyone is in. My friend is in. Someone I know is in. So I fear that I'll miss out if I am not part of this. Greed and fear. Those are the two biggest drivers of us losing our money through fraud. Next. And this is probably a session we rarely talk about, retirement and succession planning. If Bebus ask someone who is seated next to you, muulize. Okay. Okay, just ask them a nice question. How much monthly income will be enough, do you think will be enough for you at retirement? Just ask them.
How much income will be enough for you?
Monthly. Give and take. Na ukumbuke at retirement, bado utakuwa na watoto shule. Okay, at least for me. Medical bills. Maybe utakuwa, you know. So how much? How much is that? They have told you, right? Haya, muulize hii swali. At your current lifestyle, savings rate, do you think you will get there? Ask them. Amesema aje? Huyu amesema ameona ataretire at 67 very comfortably and live comfortably for 23 days. So retirement planning is something that we really need. And when you talk about retirement, we are not talking about attaining the age of 60. We are talking about building passive income so much so that you don't have to go to work. You have replaced your active income. Because some of us here are called as missionaries, but hatuwezi enda kuhubiri. Unaenda aje na landlord ako hapo? Or something else. You have a passion. Maybe you have a passion for something. You know? If you are able to replace your active income, then you are able to call it quit or work when you want. So that's what we call retirement. So from today, I want you to think about your freedom number. Your freedom number is the amount of money that you need to accumulate so that if it is invested in an investment platform that is just giving you 10%, you will get the monthly net income that you want. That is what we call your freedom number. For example, if your freedom number is 200,000 or 300,000, then how much do you need to accumulate? And maybe that we can be able to do it with you when I'm there at a personal level, so that when it is invested, you are able to get the monthly income that we are talking about. The other thing is inheritance and succession readiness. And this is where we talk about how inheritance ready are you? First of all, as someone who will inherit, are you ready to inherit? Or you'll be like the prodigal son? To go to a far country. And how ready are you preparing your generation for inheritance? Because inheritance is not just about property. It's also about the values that we instill, the value of stewardship, you know, the things that we teach our children, so that when we leave the property to them, they will be able to take care of them. Many people in our African society, because our parents wanatupatianga vitu wakati wanachungulia Sayun, and they didn't prepare us very well. So after that, what happens? There's a lot of chaos and court cases. And what you worked for, tears, blood, and sweat, become a source of conflict in families. Growing up, we were cousins, hata tungelala mahali pamoja. Sasa wazazi walishapewa mali, nao hata wametuambukiza hata cousins hatuongeleshani. Because ya mali. And why is it so? Because we leave it too late to start discussing these issues with our children. We need to instill values, because beyond property and things that we are giving them, we need to instill the discipline and the values. I think at that I want to bring it to an end. Have you learned something? Yes. Maybe the last few slides. So these are some of the funds that we have and how they have performed. And these I will leave it to us so that we can come and have a discussion. We have our money market fund currently at 11.5%. We have bond fund. I know some of us don't know that you can buy bonds directly from the government, but you can also buy them indirectly in the secondary market. So we are in the secondary market. That is why as the government is giving to 12, 13, we are able to give 25. We have a fund that has given 60.18% the last 12 months. And I know you'll ask me, how? When do you umesema tuangalie fraud? Ndio hii? No, it is not. Because the local stock market has done so well. The last 1 week, NCBA shares have skyrocketed by how much? From about 62, the market closed yesterday at around 101. In just how many days? I think 6 days. So it is possible. And we have a fund that invests in stocks in the African market, heavily in South Africa. These are dollar fund, these are dollar fund. Unaweza mwambia, you can stand before him and mwambie, and everything that I have done for you, now this is everything. This qualifies. Yeah, this one qualifies. So if you can do that, then that will be good. Our whole investment process is online. You just download the app, fill your details, upload your KYC, and you have an account. I think because of time, I don't want to take questions.
Our desire is to see all of us empowered. All of us empowered. There's a certain level of confidence that comes with empowerment. You'll have a voice if you have empowerment. There's a certain level of nonsense you will not entertain if you are empowered. Is that okay?